So, first big question of the day, is The Last of Us Part 1 worth a $70 price tag? And that is a really big question. It is a good question to ask right now. And my big take on it is going to be, it depends. And I'm going to say it depends because we still have to know a little bit more. It's coming out in September. But what I do know, I don't feel it's worth it if it does not include one. It can't be just here's some nicer graphics. Can't be just be nicer graphics. You have to give me change in gameplay. You have to give me the newer gameplay, which I think they did do. But I don't think it's worth it. I feel like the game being, and I'm still gonna get it regardless. So this is not even a debate. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that say, well, this game already got remade for the PlayStation 4. Now it's getting remade again for the PlayStation 5. I feel like, some people feel like they're just being taken for a fool and being put in this place where they're having to sit here and say, oh, do I have to spend another $70 to get into, instead of just giving me a PS5 upgrade like you've been doing with games like later titles. So a lot of the later titles like Mortal Kombat, I think they did a PS5 upgrade from the PlayStation 4. You got forget what was the other game? The ninja game from Mag. Maybe you can help me with this. The ninja game that PlayStation put out from Sucker Punch. What was the name? Ghost of Tsushima. They also put it.
What you sitting here don't even know the name?
Yeah, I went blank.
Where are you?
But Ghost of Tsushima, right? So they did I think you had to pay to get like a PS5 upgrade, but it wasn't like no $70 from my experience. But that's my take, right? Because you got a lot of people that are like, wow, I got to spend another $70. Now I got to spend $70. Never mind, I already bought it. I had it for the PlayStation 3. I bought it for the 4, the upgraded version. Now you want me to spend another $70 to get it for the 5? So I understand where the community is up in rage about this. I get it. And this is where I say I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm going to say it's not worth $70. Because one of the biggest things is I think they're doing nicer graphics. I believe they're getting into like changing the gameplay to match more or less what The Last of Us Part 2 kind of implements. A lot of the mechanics and stuff from Part 2. And AI is a little bit smarter too, to top it off. But they don't, but the Last of Us 2, Part 2, and this is not Part 1, the one that's being remade now. Part 2 is still on the PS4. They didn't. So what is going to happen? This is my take. So what's going to happen now? I'm not going to get a remastered version or a PS5 upgrade version for The Last of Us 2 for free, or get it with the purchase of my Part 1, The Last of Us Part 1. I'm going to have to, what's going to happen? You're going to wait 6 months and then you're going to give me the option to buy the PS5 version of The Last of Us 2. And this is where my debate comes into it, because this is why I say it's not, I don't feel like it's fair. But at the same time, I don't agree with the price tag. I feel like the game, $40 would have been more than enough to justify them giving out that game, remaking it. $40, maybe $50, and even that's pushing it. But $40-$50, I think would have been more than enough for them to. And then $70 gets me the PS5 upgrade for The Last of Us 2. And if they did that, and they give that to us as consumers for supporting this game from the PS3, supporting it on the PS4, and now you want to release it for the PS5 and you want us to support it, give us that. But they didn't even do that. They're just giving us Part 1 remade. That's it. And with the DLC included in it, like they did with the PS4, which I don't think is fair. And that's why I say I don't think it's worth the $70 price tag. I feel like they need to bump that down to $50. And if you're going to have us pay as consumers, pay $70 for something that it's already been out for. We're already in the 9th generation of consoles, right? Where we already went through the PS3, went through the PS4. Now we're in the PS5 and you're having us pay full price. Not okay. Give us Part 2, the one that came out for the PlayStation 4, The Last of Us Part 2. Give us that with better graphics and upgraded version for the PS5. And in that case, makes it worth it. Makes it worth at least more the $70 price tag. So that's my take. Give me a little bit more insight, Mag, as to how you feel about this, and then what makes this even worth $70 if that's how you feel. Give me your take on it, man.
if you're uneducated,
Yeah.
you will agree that the game is not worth $70. But if you happen to be educated, and I'm going to educate everybody listening, this is for you guys because I don't want you to be like Doughboy, like Cloudy Chip. I call him Doughboy. That's his other nickname. But don't be like him when you grow up. Okay, we're gonna correct him and give you guys the information you need to understand why the remake is important. First and foremost, it's not a remastered. Doughboy's asking for a remastered version for the PlayStation 5. If they did that, then he's not wrong. If they went and said, let's make the graphics a little better, go ahead, here you go, and you're done. But they did not do that, and they are not doing that. This is a remake from the ground up, means it's basically a brand new game. What they used is the animations, the facial and voice performances, and they remodeled the figures and they redid the whole game. Okay? If you see The Last of Us Part 2, in The Last of Us Part 2, the AI is a lot more responsive. They're more alert. They'll flank you. They'll call out things when they see it. They're very, very good. And also the mechanics, I'm able to run and dodge some attacks. I'm able to do a tons of crazy good features that didn't exist in the first game. If you know me, anybody that's watching, I've said this a lot for 10 years, whatever it's been since the game released. The original Last of Us gameplay was bad. I've said it on Twitter. You can go look at my tweets way back then. And I've said it all throughout the history of The Last of Us, all the way until The Last of Us 2 came out. And I said, wow, they shut me up because The Last of Us 2 gameplay is so good. No matter if you like the story or not, I don't care. That's a different conversation. But if you love the gameplay, you're a smart person because it is top tier, one of the best in the industry overall for a survival
Yeah.
experience, horror experience. And the truth is, the new game is going to take everything great about Part Two's gameplay mechanics and bring it into Part One, the remake. Also, it's using some of Uncharted 4's experiences that they learned and all the things that were successful, and they're adding that as well into the remake. So you're not getting another remaster. Oh, they brought it from the PlayStation 3 to the 4. They should just do the same thing and charge $40, $20. No, you're getting an actual full new experience. Yes, it's the same story, and you don't have to buy it. Just don't buy it. Like I said earlier, this is a good segue. Earlier, I said if you don't want to support something, then don't buy it. If you didn't like The Last of Us One story and you thought it was a weak game and it was terrible, just don't buy it. I'm not here promoting it. I'm not getting paid for it. But if you love the story and you love Part Two's gameplay, that's what the merge that you'll be getting, a lot bigger and better experience in your uh, vicinity. But you don't have to purchase it. Like I said, it's up to you. But that's why it's worth it. And I'll just make one more point, and this is my closer. Um, Basically, it is worth $70 and more than that because it's going to be in a great experience. I can tell. But in the gaming space, right? I pay for album $9.99, 19.99, depending on how special edition or whatever.
Yeah.
I pay for an album. I can replay that, and depending on what I'm doing, it can feel good. And there's a value to the $10 I spent on that CD, that music. I bought it on iTunes or wherever I bought it. Beautiful. With a movie, I pay $20, whatever, $30 for the movie, and it's a 2 hour experience, and that's it. Now, if I want to rewatch it, how many times could I rewatch the same movie is the question without it getting dull. With video games, The Last of Us, for example, is one of the greatest stories that gaming has seen. We're going to get that with new mechanics and gameplay. Video games are worth way more than any movie could ever be because you're spending way more time. You're not going to spend 2 hours in the movie theaters and then go back again and keep going back to the same movie. because it's not worth it. That's why we don't go 20 times to a movie theater to see the same movie.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
with a video game, you're getting 30 hours for a whole completion of a game. You're getting actual interaction. You're getting the music. You're getting all of these different elements that cost a lot of money for $70. That's a steal with a game like that, you know. And I'm not the type of guy to be like remake everything. I say there's very few games we should remake, but this is one of those that are so gigantic that the fact that they're doing it is a slap in the face of the industry. You say, hey, we've been the best and we're going to keep being the best. And we're going to give you a $70 worth from the ground up experience that's going to be better than anything you probably played today.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's worth 70 or more. That's my statement. I got nothing else to say about them.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I feel like biggest reason why they even launching this is because they got the HBO series for The Last of Us is actually supposed to be coming out. I'm not sure when. I don't even think they have a due date as to when. I know there's a trailer out there right now as it stands when it comes to the Last of Us. But I know they're working on a series, and I feel a lot of this hype around. Never mind just the video game. I feel like a lot of it has to do with, that new series coming to HBO. So I think it wants to. I think a lot of it has to do like, once the series starts to launch, people are a little bit more excited for it because they got to play The Last of Us Part One. They're a little bit more tuned with what's happening as far as a gamer, and then they want to go ahead and entices them to want to watch and support the series. And then those people who have never played The Last of Us ever, right? Let's say they never owned the PlayStation, and this is, I believe, is going to be coming for PC as well. Will sit back and say, "Oh, I really gotta." They watch the series and they fall in love with what the series has to offer, and all of a sudden it's like, "Wow, we need to play that game," because games offer you a different experience, right? So I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that that series is coming, and that's the reason why we're even getting a remake. But like I said, I feel like this $70 price tag would have been so much better if it had like the upgraded version. If it had the upgraded version to the Last of Us 2, I feel like we would have been in so much awe, and we would have been more accepting of that $70 price tag. But I feel like it's been the topic, right? And everywhere you go online, you'll see it's been talked about. That $70 price tag, and I'm okay with spending $70 on a game. I don't have a problem when it's, especially like Mag was saying this, that when it comes to a game of this caliber, right? There's not many games that stand up to this, that reach this level, and the fact that this game is actually one of those, the gold standard for video games. I feel like it deserves the praise that it's getting. It deserves praise, right? But I feel like what people are up in arms about is the fact that they have to sit here and eat the fact that the game's been remade since the PS3 to the 4, and now they have to pay again for it. It's almost like the Mario syndrome, right? It's like you get the Mario that came out for the Nintendo, then they have the same Mario game, they're charging you again for the Wii, and then the Wii U comes out, and now you got to pay for it again, and then all of a sudden now the Switch is out, and they come out with the Mario, you got to pay for it again. And it's like you get a lot of times they keep just putting out the same, but this is different because Mario, those Mario games that came out, those are just like they don't even do anything different to it, but they just sit there and charge you the $5-10 to buy that game again, or they'll repackage it and all of a sudden they sell it to you as a brand new game. And like I said, it's at least here they're doing a whole redesign, right, from the ground up, like Max said. So you're gonna get some value in that, being that the fact that the gameplay was so well done in part 2, and bringing that over to part 1 is going to be amazing. But I feel like if they could just give us that PS5 upgrade for the Last of Us 2, I'll be the happiest person, bro. And I wouldn't even be disagreeing right now, but I have to
You already
disagree.
can play a game at 4K and 60 frames per second. Part 2. What more? What more? PlayStation 5 of a version do you want? They already have it so good, well done that if you own the PlayStation 5, you can activate the 4K 60 frames.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. So like I said, if I had to choose, like I said, my biggest take on that whole thing is going to be I disagree. I don't feel it's worth the the $70. But like I said, I'm such a fan of the series. I love The Last of Us, and I will be playing The Last of Us 2 on the hardest difficulty. I'm going to be playing that, giving that a shot, challenging myself a bit, but I will be playing it. And that game is part one is so well done. I think I even teared up and cried at one point. That's how crazy that game got because you puts you through so many emotions and it's crazy. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, Mag, you agree with the $70 price tag. You believe that is worth the $70.
Worth more.